God is claimed to have two attributes which, from a philosophical perspective, cannot work together at all. These two attributes are omnipotence and omniscience. If God is omnipotent, then he is capable of anything. He is all-powerful. He created the laws of physics. He created everything. He has done everything. Everything is part of his plan. Everything that occurs is part of God's will, because nothing can happen that is outside of God's control. He is also omniscient, and so he knows everything that has happened, everything that is happening right now, including the individual thoughts of every single person that is alive now, that has ever been alive, that ever will be alive. He knows every single event that takes place and will take place. He already knows what you are doing right now, what you are going to do tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and every day until you die, for every second and every thought that you will have for every second from now, and that you ever have had from then until the moment that you die. These two characteristics cannot go together, because also included in Christian philosophy, or theology rather, is that we have free will that God has given us, and that simply cannot be true. If God already knows what we are going to do, then regardless of any change of heart or anything we do which may be different from what we intend to do now, for instance, right now, I might think I'll have eggs for breakfast in the morning, but if I change my mind and have cereal instead, God knew I was going to do that. I didn't really make the choice because he already knew I was going to change my mind. And if I go ahead and have eggs, he knew that too. He knew that I didn't want to have cereal, and that I will go ahead and have the eggs. It wasn't free will. God wanted me to eat the eggs. And if he is omnipotent as well, he is capable of stopping anything bad from happening, and yet he doesn't, so that must be part of his will. So an abortion, it's simply God's will. The Holocaust was God's will. A little girl being raped and murdered is God's will. Someone having a car accident and dying is God's will. If everything happens according to God's plan, then why does any religious person get upset at any event which they would consider to be a bad thing? It should all be considered to be a good thing to them if it's all part of God's will. The sheer instance of anything happening is just another example of God's will taking place, no matter what it is. Clearly, to a thinking person, these two attributes cannot fit together on any rational or philosophical basis. But then again, when has religion ever suggested anything that would fit together on a rational or philosophical basis?